Welcome, welcome. Guess what day it is today, Dave?
August the 1st.
Guess what day it is today, Dave?
August the 1st.
Guess what day it is today, Dave?
Emancipation.
Stop saying August the 1st.
Well, you know what? If you didn't interrupt me, I would have came out and told
sorry.
you.
I'll keep waving my flag.
Can I say it now?
Go ahead.
Thank you. Emancipation Day.
Emancipation Day, yay!
Let me get closer.
Who said I wanted you so close to me?
Too bad.
Jeez. Welcome, everybody, to Here to Help You. Today is Emancipation Day. And you know what that means? That we're free.
Something like that.
No, honestly, today's a great day in Canadian history, and I'm glad that you guys are here with us today.
Yes.
Today, we're going to be speaking about a few things, but I guess more importantly is the importance of Emancipation Day here in Canada. Mm-hmm. We're going to be speaking about an event, a historic event that Dave and I were able to attend among... How many people were there last night?
It's got to be a close up, maybe 300-400 people probably?
Like 300 or 400 people for the... And let me make sure I say this correctly.
Bring out the flyers, girl.
I'm going to bring out the flyer.
Bring out the flyers.
I'm going to bring out the flyer.
Please
if
do.
I could find it. I can't find the flyer. Don't worry, I'm going to find it. I know I used it as a bookmark, and now it's I can't find it.
Oh, look at that. You went through all the book, and you still passed the page.
I'm going to find it.
Let's see it there.
Yes. Press like, even though I did not do this properly.
Please do.
So, the Underground Freedom Train. This was our ticket last night.
And this is also the flyers or the pamphlet program. Thank you very much. Yes, you know what I'm talking about.
So let's talk first of all. Actually, how should we tackle this? Should we talk about Freedom Train first, or do you think we should talk about Emancipation Day and some of the things historically that have brought us to this point?
Well, let's talk about our experience last night.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about the experience last night.
How about you talk about the experience last night, and then I'll give you my experience.
You give me your experience?
Mm-hmm. Well, and I'm talking some truth. So some people may see this, and some people might get offended. Go ahead, Dave.
Why, thank you very much. End disclaimer now.
Go ahead.
All right. So yesterday's festivities were presented by a different book list. If you guys do not or have not heard of different book lists, they are a books. Well, excuse me. It is a bookstore ran by Aita, who was one of the event leaders last night. They've been around for quite some numerous years. That is. I know originally they were located somewhere down in Bathurst. Please don't quote me now. I know they've moved recently. I'm not sure if they're still along Bathurst or not.
Should have done your research.
Next time.
Okay.
Next time. However, though, it was beautiful. We got there, maybe minutes to about 11 o'clock.
10 to 11.
Right, where, of course, Aita was speaking at that point in time. I think we missed a few other speakers up until that point. But we got there right on time to see Mayor Tory.
The mayor was there last night.
Yes. Also, I'm the chairman from the TTC, Josh. I think his name should be in here. Live TV, folks. What's his name? Yes, Josh Cole. I believe he was there as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So we were there in time to hear it. And you know what? Actually, finish your experience, because the things I have to say goes into that whole thing, but people may not like what I gotta say.
Well, we can discuss that momentarily. Okay. But it was good to see familiar faces. It was good to see faces that I've never seen before. It was good to see our people come together and really just enjoy the moment for what it is.
Absolutely.
Right. Of course, historically, what it does mean. I mean, they went through it last night. We'll go through it today in regards to historically what this event is and means. But the Underground Freedom Train, this is the 5th year that it's been running, and simply just picture a bunch of us who have commandeered a train and
gaggle
of all adjectives.
Word for the day, gaggle.
Really, of all adjectives to use, gaggle
of us.
Okay, thank you.
It's better than a bunch. It sounds like we're roses. Continue. I have Chelsea laughing, and that's all that matters in life. Is if I can have my engineer laughing, really, I'm a happy person.
There we go.
So it's a gaggle of us.
Continue. Thank you very much. We met at Union Station, and basically we ended up taking the train right up until Downsview. And yes, you see on the flyers.
So on the flyer, it actually shows you. So we started off at Union, now considered Downsview.
No, not considered Downsview. We started at Union and we rode all the way up to Downsview.
Okay, which is Shepherd's West?
Just before Shepherd.
Just before Shepherd West. Okay. What train were you on, guy?
What are you talking about?
I swear we went all the way to Shepherd West.
We went up to Downsview.
No, we went up to Shepherd West.
Okay. I'll leave that to you.
Okay. Anyhow, continue.
So yeah, 5 years in the making. And yes, our first experience.
It was our first experience. We had the team out with us. Big up yourselves, Brittany Channer and Dwayne Daly. Thank you guys for coming. We really appreciate it. It's always good when we have like a team effort.
That's for sure.
It's good. It's good to have that. So thank you guys so much for taking time out of your nights to come and do this with us. We appreciate you guys.
Right. Once the train ride started, poetry, a lot of singing,
A lot of Negro spirituals. Hold on, let me read some of them for you.
We'll get back into the history of those as well.
Why can't I talk about it now?
We'll talk about it now. Go ahead. Say some of the names of the songs that we were singing.
So some of the songs that we're saying were Ain't Gonna Let Nobody Turn Me Around. This Little Light of Mine. I like that one because I got to do my voice. You guys will soon learn what my voice are.
Yes, you will.
Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. And we didn't sing the Black National Anthem. Maybe we missed that one though. We might have missed it because we might have missed that. We were running on colored people time. So
yes, we were.
But it was wonderful. Like, you know what? It was good to have a group of us together where there was no violence, there was no hostility, there was a lot of love, a lot of fellowship.
Yes.
And that was wonderful. There was a lot of children there. There were babies there. Oh my gosh, there were babies there.
I was very surprised the amount of parents, grandparents who actually brought out their loved ones.
Yeah.
Which was a wonderful experience for them. Regardless of not they actually understood what was going on, still, they can still
They're
say
part of history.
that they witnessed history.
Absolutely. They were a part of history. So it was a wonderful, wonderful experience. The ride started at 11 o'clock. We were given very clear, concise instructions on how the night was going to go. It was well organized, which is another great thing.
Yes.
Very well organized. So when we got on between Union and St. George, we had to have a moment of silence. So no one was allowed to speak on the train.
Right.
Did you know the significance of this? I wasn't paying attention. There was so much going on, but I know there's a significance to that moment of silence.
I was thinking, to me, interpreted it as just that final moments leading up until midnight or leading towards midnight.
Right.
Keep in mind is this: when you're looking at, of course, what is really significant. Blah blah blah. I wish I could speak this morning.
Significant.
Right? Thank you very much. I know roles have been reversed this week, family. Right. Of course, when you look at, of course, the Underground Railroad, right? That whole darkness, right, and traveling in silence and traveling in cold. That's what I interpreted that part to be. I'm not sure if you looked at it a little bit differently, but that was me.
That's what that's how I figured. I saw it as just like, you know what, when you were, again, the Underground Railroad, which we're going to go into some details about the history, there you had to be quiet because if you weren't, the slave catchers would catch you.
That's exactly it.
So the only way for you to get to freedom was for you to be skilled and very strategic and quiet. Children even had to be quiet. And it was funny because the moment of silence, not even the children were making noise.
Yes, yes.
It was awesome. Like, I saw some of his mothers breastfeeding. Maybe that was the way to keep them calm. It worked. It was quiet.
It definitely worked.
So it was awesome. It was a really great experience. There were some moments that were not as great. We're not going to harp on them because there's no need to deal with the negative, but there's always going to be a few people who feel the need to be selfish and talk about their own needs. And it was unfortunate to have to deal with that yesterday, just in my opinion. There was this, we all have our struggles. We all have things that we're dealing with, especially as being Africans in the North American diaspora. So we got it and we understood, but this wasn't the platform. This was the platform for fellowship. And for togetherness and for unity. So for you to be on your own selfish tip, but again, it is what it is. These things happen. Mayor Tory, I appreciate the fact that, he was there. It's not like he had any bodyguards around him or anything. He was very personable.
Yes.
I'm going to give him that. He was very personable. He was down to earth. He was taking pictures with people.
Yes, he was.
He was smiling. He was kissing the babies, the whole political thing that people that politicians do. But he was doing his due, and he was even singing the spirituals,
the songs.
And
yes.
So you know what he did show up. You know,
well, he's been an advocate.
Yeah.
Right, for the eradication of racism. Right. So I mean, regardless of that, if we like the actual application of the advocacy or not, but vocally from day one he's been against, of course, the carding issues, right? They've had, of course, the relationships building with the town hall building, the relationship building with the police to find exactly, what are we going to do, what can we do from here on in, right? So it is what it is at this point. And
you know what, it's something I'm thinking that we're going to talk about maybe in the near future. I do want to speak on Quakers, and I only learned that word from you. And can you just give a quick, because sometimes when a person who of the Asian descent, Caucasian, when they're involved, sometimes in our events, and that was another thing, there were a lot of Caucasian individuals at this event as well, right there beside us.
Solidarity is the word that comes to mind when I see something like this. All right, and solidarity has no color, right? However, though, there is an aim, right? And of course, for anyone to say that, yes, this was wrong, right? We are celebrating, of course, the emancipation of a people because of wrong events, even though these events were caused by my ancestors, right? Standing in solidarity is the only way to go ahead and actually to erase something as deadly as racism.
Again, for me, it's about action. I don't care what color you are. If you are acting for the betterment of people, period, I'm good. So some of us may or may not agree with Mayor Toure and some of the things he does. At the end of the day, no one's perfect. I'm sure there's a lot of people who don't agree with the things that you do. People don't agree with the things that I do. People don't agree with the things that you do. But it's life. You know what? For me, again, it's all about action. And last night was about action.
Yes.
Anyone who I was there, I appreciate and respect you for being there. Thank you for doing this for us. Because, again, as of 1834, we were considered
free people.
Give us free.
On paper. Only you.
I know. When we get back, we're going to go into a little bit of history because, of course, on a great day like this, we need to discuss why we are celebrating such a great day. We're also going to be talking about a young lady that we met who's a writer, and she has a petition which I want to bring to the audience and to the viewers. And let's see if we can get this going, get this sparked.
Yes, that's
Emancipation Day, August 1st, 2017. See you soon.
Think you have what it takes to bring value to the community? The TCN TV network is expanding and now accepting TV show proposals. Here's an opportunity to build celebrity status and become part of an elite group of community advocates that are focused on building, strengthening, and empowering our community in a positive way. Are you interested in embarking on a new adventure? TCN TV is searching for people interested in opportunities to change the conversation and pave an unforgettable legacy. If you feel you have something of value to offer, send a written show proposal to shows@mytcntv.com.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
Do you know what day it is?
We're back. August 1st.
Do you know what day it is?
Emancipation Day, folks.
Yeah. You could have said it one more time. Do you know what day it is? Chelsea, do you know what day it is?
She said no. Well, glad she's tuning in
attention? Today. It is Emancipation Day. I'm so excited. It's a great day. And you know what's funny? Well, it's not funny. It's actually a little bit discouraging. Is the fact that until like a week ago, I didn't even know about Emancipation Day. Isn't that terrible?
I tell you,
this has been a holiday since 2008, people, which we're going to talk about. A provincial holiday.
That's right.
Since 2008, and I'm just discovering, I was born in Canada, and I am just discovering that we have an Emancipation Day here, and I had no idea.
Well, we can look at it from a few ways, right? A, we can put the onus on government, right? Whether
we're going
provincial,
to.
legislative,
Trust that.
however you want to go ahead, right?
We
We're
will.
not bringing about the attention that it needs.
Hence the petition, which we're going to get to.
Right. Also, we can also look at it as an area of opportunity for our own people, where our efforts, even though our efforts to this point may be satisfactory to some, right? We still got a way to go.
We have a long way to go. Yes,
Right?
we do. And let's start back from some of our humble beginnings. So we're going to go into some details about a young woman that I met yesterday. And it's interesting how life works. So this book, I don't know if anyone has ever seen this book. It's the Kids' Book of Black Canadian History. It's written by Rosemary Sadlier and Wang. Well, it's illustrated by Wang. I don't know how to say this last name.
It's okay. We'll leave that for another day.
The illustrations are really nice, though. Okay. Anyhow, so the Kids' Book of Black Canadian History. If you do not own this book, I need to mark a page. So don't close it. Okay. So if you don't have this book, I would suggest it doesn't matter where you're from and what you do. Very, very important book to have. It gives a really good history about us, and a lot of this stuff is not going to be found in the history books at school. So parents, it's your responsibility to educate your children and pick up where the government kind of misses.
Yes.
We sometimes are so worried about trying to immerse ourselves, and we don't pick up the ball and say, look, this is something we need to do for our children.
That's correct.
To teach them our history. We depend and we fight, and we have these forums with the school boards to talk about, when are we going to get our history into the school? Forget about asking when we're going to get our history. Just do it yourself.
Yeah, and it brings me back to a quote that we often use in my neighborhood, that we the willing do so much for the ungrateful, right? And we've done it for so long with so little that we are now qualified to do with absolutely nothing, which means that we all have the power to do something, right? And by means, like you and I, of course, everybody knows that what we do on a daily basis for our community.
Absolutely.
Tutoring, teaching, and so on and so forth.
We teach them this.
Right?
Absolutely.
And it's nothing for instance, now a few families to say, listen, you know what? Even if they have a Saturday school, or cooperative Saturday school, would they do like a round robin? 4 families, they could meet at one place, right, and have a lesson plan, right, and then simply rotate, right? The onus is on us.
The onus is on us, and this is why we are going to start doing that,
Yes.
because we don't have time to talk about things, we have time to do them. So you'll be hearing more about that program. Here to Help will be starting a program
Yes, we
in
are
the
the
near
willing.
future. So do prepare yourself for that and look out for that. I want to read a small, I don't want to call it an advertisement, but more of like a decree. Caution, colored people of Boston, one and all. You are hereby respectively cautioned and advised to avoid conversing with the watchmen and police officers of Boston. Now, the reason that this was put out, because during the Underground Railroad times, people were still getting kidnapped.
Yes.
Us, people of color, were still getting kidnapped and put right back into slavery. So if you were caught trying to get to Canada, gone, right back. You may even have been killed.
Yeah.
So it was a very dangerous time. And this is why the Underground Railroad was so important.
Of course.
This is why Harriet Tubman is such an important factor. Even the Harriet Tubman games, which we're going to talk about. I didn't know we had Harriet Tubman games in Canada.
Yes.
What are they teaching us in our... I did not know.
I'm telling you, and still, the Harriet Tubman games, and by means, I hope we can get a chance to have DeWitt Lee come on the show.
Oh, he's coming on. We'll go find you.
It's been running for at least close to maybe 20, 25 years.
Yes.
Ben Johnson, he participated.
Donovan Bailey.
He's another participant, right?
That's right.
So by means, it has housed a lot of our known athletes, let alone, of course, giving inspiration to so many more.
Very, very true. So let's talk a little bit about the Underground Railroad. So the Underground Railroad dates from about 1831, which is the year of the Nat Turner Revolt against slavery, to 1865, when slavery was abolished in the United States. So it was abolished here in 1834.
1833, in fact.
1833, that's right. I did say that. And then it came into play in 1834.
Right. I think we have an actual picture. 1830. I'm sure we have a picture for the abolishment for slavery, 1833. We might have that. She's saying yes. There we go. Woo! There it is, right there. That's official. That's a copy right there. 1833 is when it went through. 1834, in fact, is when now the first set of festivities began.
Okay.
Right. Where now you're looking at the people now, of course, being free. Right. We can get into other literature regarding, of course, what took place at that point in time. We do have other pictures, but please, I want you to go back to that book that you've been by Miss Rosemary.
Yes. So during that time, slavery was illegal in the northern states, but black people escaping from southern states often didn't dare to stop there. If they did, they could be caught by slave hunters who were allowed to recapture slaves and send them back to their masters. Even worse, in 1850, the Fugitive Slave Act was passed. It declared that anyone in the free northern state who knew about runaway slaves had to turn them in. As a result of this, the Underground Railroad was the most active in the 1850s.
Yeah, amazing.
Yes.
You know, there are countless forms of materials. We mentioned Blacks in Deep Snow, which mentions, of course, the migration from the South into the Midwest, so prairies, that is. Another one, which is real good, is The Fugitive Slave by Benjamin Drew. Wonderful first-hand account by those who fled the States and came into Canada, especially Southern Ontario. Benjamin Drew, Anglo-Saxon from the States, came up and interviewed a tons of people for his book. Those who all left and actually settled, whether in Toronto, Hamilton, Windsor, to just to name a few places.
A gaggle of people?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. That was for you, Chelsea.
Yes, the word of the day, family.
So I want to talk about I know you have some history you want to speak about. I just want to talk about where the Underground Railroads ended here in Canada. This book is excellent, again, because it actually gives you a map, which is awesome. So people were leaving Georgia, people were leaving Mississippi. So people were heading from the south.
Yes.
They were leaving from South Carolina, and they were ending up in... See, this is the one place that I'm telling you, people don't understand. Windsor is such a plethora. You like that word there, Chelsea?
I like that. I like that. And we can use that.
Of history. Most of it, a lot of the arrows in this book point to Windsor. Windsor is... If you haven't had a chance to go there, I would definitely say visit Windsor. Windsor, if you are interested in Black history, if you're interested about learning more about the Underground Railroad, it'd be a great place for you to stop. Also, they ended up in the Maritimes, Nova Scotia.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And some places in St. Catharines.
That's right.
So this is where the Underground Railroad was channeling. And again, the Underground Railroad, it's not what it sounds like for those who don't know. Most people understand it, though. They were just pathways that were set apart for Africans to get from the States into Canada.
That's right.
Right? And of course, these were all set up by Ms. Harriet Tubman. So that's what I have on this. I'm going to speak to you guys about the writer of this book. I'm going to tell you really quickly before we start speaking. Everything happens for a reason, and this is something I know. We had actually gotten this book from one of our families,
yes.
Akila. Thank you so much for this.
Peace and love, fam.
Peace and love, Akila and Greg. They're doing great things as well.
Yes, they are.
Another family who's very active with their children, teaching them their history, and I love it. We've become part of that too, which is awesome. And then Dave ordered the book, and last night when we were waiting for the train to come, the Freedom Train, this woman walked up to us and she said, "Hey," and she passes the card and she's like, this is who I am, this is what I do. So of course we took the cards because we were speaking to a lot of people.
Yes.
And of course I'm a person who does the research, and I did my research only to discover the woman who came to us is the writer of this book.
That's right. So
we're going to go into more details about her in a little bit, but I want you to give us a little bit more of the history before we do that.
Okay, so let's get some pictures. Okay, so Parades were, in fact, something that was very major. I think we got some pictures about St. Catharines. I think there's one about St. Catharines, one in Windsor as well.
Windsor.
St. Catharines.
Sorry.
Very interesting. During the 1920s, right, the UNIA, the United Negro Improvement Association, Marcus Garvey, they put on the parades. So as you can see, of course, the chairman at the front and a lot of us at the back. We had military. Right, so our military, those soldiers who fought in the wars, right? They were part of it, right?
So they came back and served their people.
Yes, right. Educators, you name it. Those who were in law, or simply, just the regular people. Like they just came out. I think this picture is for Windsor, if I'm not mistaken. It's still St. Catherine's. Thank you very much.
St. Catherine's.
Yes, right. I don't quote me on the year. I believe it's sometime during the 20s as well. Like you can tell by the large hat by the gentleman's wearing in the corner, right? But by means,
Wow, glasses needed.
Yes, I think you may need to use them.
Wow. But yes, picture
right.
from the 1920s.
Correct, right? So, but the UNIA, they were involved with a lot of the planning at that point in time. So you can also see the emergence of pride, not just, of course, from them just being a part of it, them being the UNIA, but those just local residents, right? We had people across the border. In fact, last night, it was very surprising that when Aita said that the people that came across from the States, as far as the UK,
yes,
as far as the United Kingdom, that came to Toronto to go ahead and take part in the celebrations last night.
Awesome.
Right? Which is historically.
It's beautiful.
Right? And now we see, of course, when we're speaking on St. Catherine's, and we'll get into Windsor in a moment, this is something that's been taking place for a long time, where people have been coming from all over the country, right? Not just ours, but by means all over the world as well, right? Mm-hmm. Right? And taking part in the festivities. Of course, after break, we'll get into Walter Perry and Windsor, right? Which happens to be, of course, a favorite city of yours.
My favorite city. Oh
right?
My gosh.
So by means, we learn. Right, and sometimes we don't understand exactly sometimes where our learning will come from, right? But by means, it's beautiful.
Yeah, like Chelsea today, she learned gaggle, and she learned plethora, and she's going to use both of those words in a sentence.
Going forward, yes.
Going forward, she loves it. We'll see you very soon, guys.
Discover the incredible India.
Think you have what it takes to bring value to the community? The TCN TV network is expanding and now accepting TV show proposals. Here's an opportunity to build celebrity status and become part of an elite group of community advocates that are focused on building, strengthening, and empowering our community in a positive way. Are you interested in embarking on a new adventure? TCN TV is searching for people interested in opportunities to change the conversation and pave an unforgettable legacy. If you feel you have something of value to offer, send a written show proposal to shows@mytcntv.com.
Welcome back, everyone. If you're just joining us, what day is it, Dave?
August 1st.
What day is it, Dave?
August 1st.
What day is it, Dave?
See, I was waiting for that one. Last time I did it early, you said no. I want one more.
True.
Right?
More.
Thank you very much. Are you asking me again?
What day is it, Dave?
Emancipation Day.
Does everyone see my flag?
Yes.
Has everyone seen this? Dave wore his last night. He didn't wear his today.
No, not today.
But
just
I wore mine today.
But yes, of course.
Because it's Emancipation Day.
That's right.
I'm very excited. So I have to call out our engineer and producer, Chelsea, because she said something that just baffled me. There's another word for you. You're baffled.
You're just full of adjectives today, aren't you?
I have lots of them. I have more.
I know you do.
I have more adjectives for everybody today. She says she didn't know that there were any black people in Windsor.
It happens.
How?
It happens. No, okay. Remember, let's use the word the Greater Toronto Area, right? GTA.
So ignorant, many of us.
Well, that's because a lot of us don't really travel outside of
Ontario, of the GTA.
Right. And that's we have no interaction, right, with anybody else from any other city. I mean, as we heard, St. Catherine's had a huge population.
Oh, I knew that, yes.
Right? Windsor, of course, being close to the border, but by means one of the last stops along the trail, right?
Yes.
So, yes, tons and tons of us will go, gaggle, I got it. I got the word of the day, folks. Right? A gaggle of us, happen to, of course, settle there and have been there for generations.
Years.
Right?
Years.
One last name that comes to mind is the McCurdy's. Right?
Yes.
MCCURDY. Look that up, the McCurdy's. They're a huge family out there, right? So by means, they've been there for generations, and who knows the accounts of types of racism, right? The social injustice, the just the everyday mishaps that, of course, a lot of our people in Windsor as a smaller city faced and continue to face this, right?
Very, very true. There was someone else who was famous from Windsor that you wanted to speak about.
Tell me.
You said his name outside when we were walking. Oh, so I do know. The very first newspaper was created by an African woman in Windsor. Her name was Mary Ann Shadd.
Yes, Miss Shadd,
and
yes.
she was the first woman in North America to start and to run a newspaper.
Yes.
She printed the Provincial Freeman from Windsor, Ontario.
That's something.
There you go, Chelsea. Oman.
That's something I'd like to see happen again. I think we need more publications for us that cite our history, that cite our struggles, and even cite some solutions, because by means it's not all doom and gloom, right?
We need solutions as well.
Right.
Absolutely.
Back then, to go along with Ms. Shadd, Mr. Bibb, Henry Bibb, he also had a paper, a rival paper as well,
Mr.
right?
Bibbs.
So he was very Jamaican.
Was he Jamaican?
No, he wasn't, but you sound very Jamaican.
I'm sorry.
But we'll get back to the point though. But competition was good, right? And more importantly, even if we don't see it as competition, at least we had options, right? And not just the online print, but we had options, right? So, wonderful piece of history.
Yeah, man. We've been doing things from time. Our children just don't know it. This is the problem. This is why it's so important. No, as much as we laugh.
Yeah.
I should not be finding out at the age of 27 years old. You're not going to argue the age?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
37 years old. That Emancipation Day is August 1st. This whole time I was just thinking it's jump up.
That is true.
Honestly, we never even took it in that this is a very special day for us.
Yeah.
Isn't it Emancipation Day throughout the islands as well?
It's Emancipation Day throughout the islands. Every last one of them.
That's crazy.
Mind you, they may celebrate at different times, but when you look at, of course, what the British Empire controlled, right, and them going ahead and setting out the decree, what happened afterwards, of course, that's a later conversation, but an official decree stating, this is done. We can't no longer risk taking any more hits, and of course, they were looking at, for some safety concerns of their own people at that point in time. So by means, here, go ahead, have your freedom.
Have your freedom. Like we needed to be given it.
Well, by means, how that
Don't mean
goes.
to sound angry, but anyways.
And still, we all know, of course, lying, stealing, and cheating has always been their game, right? There's a reference, a book, anybody who's interested in regards to what happened afterwards, especially in the islands. It's called A Narrative of Events Since the 1st of August, 1834 by James Williams, an apprentice laborer in Jamaica, right? So what happened at that point in time is this. So although, yes, they decided to give us our freedom, they came up with this interesting word called apprenticeship, where instead of having all of us work free labor, right, we actually worked for goods, in this case, food. 40 hours of work was the scheduled amount of hours.
Is that where you get this 40 hours from?
Yes. 40 hours a week was the scheduled amount of hours that one was supposed to go ahead and labor as an apprentice during that point in time, right? And this gentleman here, James Williams, it's a rare book. I hope anybody who's interested can please go ahead and pick it up. I myself, I'm looking for it now. I'm so interested in finding out some of the harsh realities that this gentleman, if not a lot of our people, were going through at that point in time. Because of course, you dealt with a slave master at that point in time, right? So now, of course, you no longer go ahead and deal with the slave master, but now you have to deal with the law. So if you're not working as fast or producing as much, who was once the slave master or now the sharecropper would go ahead and get the law involved. And who knows what type of punishment were taking place at that point in time, right?
It's crazy. Well, no, it's not crazy. It was life for many of us before us. So
right.
It's unfortunate, but this is why. Guess what day it is?
Emancipation Day,
Guess
folks.
what day it is?
Emancipation Day.
Right.
That's right. Please, we haven't gotten into Miss Rosemary and some of her
We
feats.
haven't, but I was not going to touch her yet. I figured you have more. You always have more. I was just sitting here looking thirsty for knowledge.
Really?
Waiting that there was more to come. Chelsea's all thirsty for knowledge back there. She didn't know there was black people in Windsor. What else can you share with Chelsea?
Okay, two other books. Look for an author named Natasha L. Henry. I think we have those books now. The Emancipation Day, Celebrating Freedom in Canada. Wonderful book for those who are looking for more information. That this can be used throughout the high school or even some on the collegiate level. Right. She also wrote another one for children. I think we do have that one there as well. Do we? We may not. We might not. No, of course we might not have it. But by all means, look her up. Natasha L. Henry. She's local. She's from Toronto. By all means, she's from an area that we both know of, Lawrence and Allen. Yes. So she's very local. She's in fact connected to a few other people that we do all the know as well. So by means, like support our own. For those who want to go ahead and learn more, she's a wonderful author, a great public speaker, and she does so much within the community as well, from curriculum writing, right, and as well as she has drawn up lesson plans on this very subject. So we don't have to go that far in teaching this from a structured level as well. Right?
It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So, I don't know if you guys have learned anything, but I definitely have.
Good.
So far.
Well, I'm
Chelsea
continuing.
has. She's learned some adjectives. She's learned about black people in Windsor. So we're off to a good start today. Like
yes, we are.
We're doing very, very well. What
Yes,
else are you
are.
going to share with us? Because I do want to speak about this woman, Rosemary Sadlier. I do want to speak on her because there's a movement that we are going to promote today, and I will be definitely promoting it for the next little bit until it gets done, but we're not going to touch that yet.
Yes.
What else you got?
Okay, there should be a picture of Walter Perry, Mr. Walter Perry. So for those who are unaware, and once again, this is a little piece of Windsor history as well, right? Walter Perry, he in fact in 1932 conceived and created the first of the August celebrations, commemorating the emancipation of slaves from the British Empire in the United States. In 1953, he wrote the following: "Each year, we issue a call to men of good faith to join the crusade of interracial understanding. Answer this call not by word of mouth, not by loud and lavish display, but by your actions in your day-to-day living." He also added that we like to think these celebrations have helped in some small way. It is our aim and ambition to show our people in the light which they deserve to be shown. An enlightened, advanced, educated, thinking, progressive, and patriotic people. Right? So
I like his adjectives.
Wonderful use.
Can you hear them?
Yes.
Can you repeat them? Lavish. You hear them, the words there, Chelsea?
Yes. It's
lavish.
another one for the books.
Chelsea, I hope you're writing all this stuff down, And he's from Windsor and he's black.
There you go, right? But once again, I mean, we're looking at celebrations just not too far from here. Right, and at that point in time, you're looking at the who's who came over and spoke at these celebrations. William Holmes Borders, Congressman Adam Clayton Powell Jr. at one point in time, Mary McLeod Bethune, which was mentioned in our class this past Sunday. Big up Shadow for a wonderful job this past Sunday.
Yeah, big up yourself, Shadow.
Yes. Don't forget, of course, please come to last Sunday of every month at York Gate Mall. We do teach our history there.
All of this. And again, it's something which is why we are going to start going off into having a children's
side
portion
of things as
this
well.
Because books like this need to be in every African person's library. If you were born in Canada, if you're living in Canada, this book should be there.
Yes, and these celebrations, not just speeches, but of course picnics, luncheons, of course the parades. Which one?
I don't like the word picnic.
You're right. Luncheons.
Do you know why I don't like the word picnic, Chelsea? You're about to learn something today. So does anyone know where the word picnic comes from? So what they would do on Sunday afternoons, and when I say they, I do mean Anglo-Saxons, Caucasians. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, you're looking for... I've already said
I was
yes.
looking for agreement.
Agreement? But you
Yeah.
already got one.
So what they would do
Go
is
ahead.
they would pick a nigger, and I'm sorry, this is what it means, picnic, to hang. That's it.
Yes.
thought you guys would know that. That was a Sunday afternoon entertainment. This is why I don't like the word picnic. I like sit-in. You know, afternoon lunch or brunch.
Thank you.
Stroll in the park.
Stroll in the park.
You know? I don't like the word picnic because I know what it means. And again, these type of things, this type of wording, these are the things that our children don't know, and many of us don't know.
Right.
If you don't believe me, look that up. Picnic.
Please
Pick
do.
a nigga. Sorry.
That's what it is.
That's what it means. I'm not making this stuff up. See, Chelsea, you learned something else today.
Another
girl.
one today. There you go.
Don't use that word. That's not an adjective. No, that's what's picnic. What picnic be considered? A noun. Person, place, a thing.
It's a thing, no? Yes?
Yeah,
Yes?
so it's a setting.
Right.
This thing. Okay.
Okay.
So when we get back, I'm going to introduce to you Miss Rosemary Sadlier, again, the author of the book, Kids Book of Black History. And we're going to talk about a petition that she has started through the Royal Commonwealth Society of Canada. Welcome back, guys. Come on back.
Emancipation Day.
Think you have what it takes to bring value to the community? The TCN TV network is expanding and now accepting TV show proposals. Here's an opportunity to build celebrity status and become part of an elite group of community advocates that are focused on building, strengthening, and empowering our community in a positive way. Are you interested in embarking on a new adventure? TCN TV is searching for people interested in opportunities to change the conversation and pave an unforgettable legacy. If you feel you have something of value to offer, send a written show proposal to shows@mytcntv.com.
Discover the incredible India.
Do you know what day it is?
August 1st.
Do you know what day it is?
August 1st.
Do you know what day it is?
Emancipation Day.
That's right. Say it with some oomph, no?
Emancipation Day. No?
All right, we'll go with it.
Thank you.
It's Emancipation Day. Like, that's oomph.
I can't do it like that.
That's some excitement, guy.
I still can't do it like that.
Come, put the bass in your back. All right. So, let's talk about making August 1st Emancipation Day in Canada. So, when this woman came up to me, again, Mrs. Rosemary Sadlier, I hadn't known about who she was. So, the inquisitive mind that I am, I like to research every and anybody who I run into because I need to know who they are, what they're doing, just in case, right?
Of course.
So, Miss Rosemary Sadlier, let's do a little bit of research on her first, and let me give you a little about who she is, and then I'm going to talk about this petition that she started and that she came up to me about, and where now I'm going to promote this.
Go ahead.
So, Rosemary Sadlier is an author, and she's been writing since 1993. She completed her coursework for her doctorate at the Ontario Institute for Studies in Education at the University of Toronto. Rosemary is an expert on the history of African Canadians and has been interviewed on numerous media outlets, including, are you guys ready for this list? This woman is fire. CTV, CBC News Network, CBC Syndicated Radio, TVO, Radio Canada International, City TV, CP24, CP24? Well, CP24.
There you go.
WNED and PBS, the Toronto Star, the Globe and Mail, the National Post, the Toronto Sun, Share, the Share newspaper, Pride newspaper, and the Caribbean Camera. And today, and very new in the future coming up, she will be interviewed and debuted in the Toronto Caribbean. I'm going to make that happen.
Hear, hear.
She has presented across Canada, the U.S., and the Caribbean. Her writing concerning Black history-related matters includes a monthly column for Inside Toronto and the Black Canadian Network Facebook site. So let's go over a list of the books that she has written, including this one. So there's The Only One, which is a Pearson's publication in 2015. The Black Church in Canada, that's a Burnstown publishing, and that's in 2015.
Okay.
I was saying this word right. Bazodi, and it's a book about Black youth by Black youth, which I'm probably going to want to pick up.
Oh, wow.
That's really interesting. And that was in 2012.
Okay.
Harriet Tubman, Freedom Seeker, Freedom Leader, and that's by Dundurn Press. That was released in 2012.
Okay.
Black History, Africa, the Caribbean, and the Americas. And that was by Eamon Montgomery Publishing, and that was in 2009. Of course, this book, the fave we've been talking about today.
Right.
Mary Ann Shadd, publisher, editor, teacher, lawyer. What is this word? I've always had a problem with this word. And I've seen it in history books.
Suffragette.
That word. By Umbrella Press.
Don't ask me what it means.
I have no idea either. We should probably... Chelsea, you have to teach us this word, okay? To look it up. And Leading the Way, Black Women in Canada. This woman is dynamic, and the humbleness of this woman. When she came up to me, I had no idea she did all of this.
She was so personable.
Oh my goodness.
Such a pleasant woman to speak with.
And such a pretty dress.
Yes. Wonderful.
So warm and so humble.
Yes.
This is the thing. This is what I like about people who have done a lot, and you would never know, is that ego is gone. Right? That ego has disappeared. She doesn't need to be on no high horse, even though she's done more than most people will ever do.
Right.
This woman is humbly came up and said, listen, I just want to get the word out. And she's like, your media, you probably know more people than me. No, sweetheart, we do not know more people than you, but thank you for making me feel good for about 2.2 seconds, like clicked on your LinkedIn page, and then all my dreams were dashed, so I'm like, I'm a nobody. So what has she done, and what did she talk to us about, and what I find very important? Canada has been a leader in the fight against the slave trade since before Confederation in 1793. John Graves Simcoe, he brought into law a measure banning the slave trade in the colony of Upper Canada. This law was the first of its kind in the British Empire and led to the abolition of the slave trade throughout the empire in 1807 and slavery itself starting in 1834. In the years that followed, Canada would become a safe haven for thousands of enslaved Africans escaping bondage in the United States via the Underground Railroad.
Right.
The province of Ontario now already dedicated August 1st as Emancipation Day in 2008. Who knew that?
Not a whole lot of us.
To declare August 1st as Emancipation Day throughout Canada claims for the entire country a meaningful commemoration that both affirms and underpins our multicultural reality for ourselves and for the world. What she wants all of us to do is to join in campaigning for August 1st to be declared Emancipation Day coast to coast. So far, there are 320 supporters.
Excellent.
They need 176. That's it. That's nothing. That's honestly, we sometimes have anywhere from 150 to 200 viewers.
Right.
If every single one of us sign up for this petition, she's putting this towards the Royal Commonwealth Society of Canada. She's putting this straight to Trudeau.
Straight to the source.
Straight to him to say, listen, make this day official.
Right.
This is our day. It's already
our day.
It's already our day. We should be making this coast to coast. I wish now that I had more time to speak to her last night.
Right.
But it was noisy. So you know what? I'm gonna give her a call because she gave me her card and stuff.
Yeah.
You know. So
really, because you know.
I feel all official. And I'm going to be hashtagging a few different hashtags in the next few weeks, and I'm going to continue to do this, and I'm going to support this petition. I want her to get to 500. So the hashtags are going to be hashtag Emancipation Day, hashtag Underground Railroad, hashtag National Holiday, and hashtag August 1st. And Dave's about to put them in. So under the video today, I'm going to put them in the comments, and I'm also going to add the link to where you can sign in for this petition. Hashtag Emancipation Day, guys. This is our day. Like, this is many people are gonna laugh. I just got my passport back. I'm free on the Emancipation Day. I can travel the world because I have my passport. But in all jokes aside, it's important that we consider things like this. Like, she's trying to do something for us, and we don't even know about it. And we want to get the word out. I didn't realize how serious this was, but I want this to be out there. So, again, hashtag Emancipation Day. Hashtag Underground Railroad. Hashtag National Holiday. Hashtag August 1st.
You know what would really jumpstart that off? Is this. Every last one of us who actually worked on August the 1st, don't go into work. Don't wait for them to wait for this to be an actual national holiday or even turning it down. Don't go to work.
Don't go
August 1st, you tell your boss, listen, this is Emancipation Day. This is a cultural holiday.
We deserve it.
Yes. Don't go in. And see how quickly
they make that day a holiday.
Yes, they will.
Listen, we've always said, you really want to hurt people?
Of course.
Touch their pockets.
That's right.
You'll see people move. You touch someone's pocket, trust me. What holiday? What? Where's the pen?
Of course.
Sign that off quick. But no, it's important that we understand the importance of that. And you're right. Like, I think sometimes we need to do more of taking a stand in a positive way.
Of course.
Just don't show up.
Of course. So shout out to everybody who actually, who said this, I'm not going to work today.
We saw some people.
Yes.
We found people. We were walking through the mall stands. People were just like, we're going to go to the Emancipation Day celebrations.
Yes.
They're lighting up the CN Tower. Guys, tonight
yes.
The CN Tower will be.
That's right. There was a flag raising ceremony which took place today. Mr. Lee and the rest of course, his peoples, and by means a lot of our everybody else who joined it, the flock and everybody.
Did you say flock?
I couldn't come up with another word. So
flock
that's the only
herd.
No, not herd, but flock. Gathering of people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you mean like a gaggle?
Thank you very much. I was missing that word, and I thank you very much for providing it to me.
Everyone's gonna be so upset. Like, Simone, stop using gaggle or for geese. Geese are very nice creatures. Anyways,
you know what nice means, right?
Oh, sorry, they're very kind creatures.
Thank you very much.
So honestly, today, with all the jokes, because we have to bring humor to things sometimes, I hope everyone understands the seriousness of where we've come from and our rich history and where we are now. Mm-hmm. Some of us came here on our own. A lot of West Indians came here on their own from the islands, but not everyone was so lucky. And we've got to honor and respect those who came before us, our ancestors who fought. Because again, if our ancestors didn't make it, many of us wouldn't be here. You have to think about it. I always say that our ancestors are the ones who did not give up. Mm-hmm. They did not die. They were not killed. They survived.
And they had less than what we have
a lot
today.
Less than what we have.
Yes.
So we've got to honor and respect our history, and respect where we've come and how far we've come, and just learn that days like this is not just for, twerking and jump up and caravana and all that is lovely, but how did caravana start? That's another thing too.
I'm sure we can get somebody in who can speak on the history on that as well.
On the history of caravana, because I know that there's some tie in there. Someone was saying something about that the other night. But
because everything pretty much happens around the same time, right? Next week Mondays is Simcoe Day, right, or Civic Day, so with John Gray Simcoe once again, right? So everything is all tied, it's all connected.
We also created, and we also were there videotaping. So what we're going to do for everybody is we're going to be putting up a video in the next couple of days.
Yes.
I'm going to force Dave to do it because sometimes he doesn't if you don't force him.
She will force me to do it.
And you'll be able to get the experience that we had. But
yes, rewind.
You'll be able to capture all the excitement and actually be a part of everything that was happening on the Freedom Train. To all of our viewers, please please share.
Yes.
This is extremely important. Put this on. School is out. Put this on for your children.
That's right.
We need to know our history, know how great we are, and really honor ourselves.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else, Dave, before we sign out?
No, you said a mouthful, and by means I couldn't even say anything better.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Emancipation Day to all of my African brothers and sisters. What day is it?
Emancipation Day, folks.
What day is it?
Emancipation Day, folks.
Have a wonderful day. We'll
Peace
see
and
you
love,
guys
family.
next week.